Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Skol Brothers.
All right, welcome into the Sports Card Talk Show, episode 35. Got a little spotlight interview
with Seth at SoCal Sports Cards. I'm really excited to get him on the phone because I really just love his page.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we connected, almost 2 years ago on my own personal account, and then I disappeared off the face of Instagram, and then reconnected with him recently, and yeah, I'm just really excited to talk about his page here. So
awesome. Well, we should probably ring him up.
Ring-a-ling ding dong.
All right. All right, we dialed up Seth from SoCal Sports Cards. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Seth.
What's up, guys?
How's it going for you today? Good?
Good. I was trying to grow out my facial hair like Lawrence. That didn't give me enough notice, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a ways to go.
Yeah, this is years in the making here. So
Dude, that's epic.
when you don't have a woman, you don't have to worry about it. And then whenever you have it, there's no way of getting a woman. So
Too funny.
So anyways, what's funny is a couple years ago, I can't remember what card I posted, but you really liked it, made a comment about posting up some defensive players, and I asked you who I wanted to post up, and told you that I was a Viking fan, and I could post, and you said Everson Griffin, and then I went dead silent on Instagram until we started this show up. Like, I just got way too busy. I was like so into it, and I just dropped the ball. So then when we got back into it on the show, and I came across you again, I've been following and liking your stuff ever since, and I just love the fact that you really put an emphasis on defensive players on your page. Not that, you got a heck of a lot. I see Brett Favre, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson. But not everybody. You have such it's pretty equal, I would say, as far as, I actually say you probably even, might even have more defensive players than offensive guys.
Defense is my thing, man. It's just harder to find really nice defensive cards.
Yeah.
Like, you'll be searching, and I won't find any good defense for a while, so I'll have to pick up a Brett Favre here and there,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Tide me over.
I know. I'm almost positive that you beat me out on a couple UD black cards as of late with the Jared Allen and an Alan Page autographs.
Yeah.
I really wanted them, and I don't know if I slept through those auctions, or I hate it whenever they post. I work really, really early in the morning, so if the auctions run in the evenings, I have to get a nap in during the day to be up. Or
Right. You know what I do with a lot of people on Instagram? If you see something you like, and I think somebody else is probably going to be after it, I'll let them know, hey, dude, let me bid on this card.
Oh.
Win,
Hey, that's a good idea.
I got some people, man, where you're like, hey, don't bid me up on this.
I had a buddy who was big into Chris Carter, and I would see his, you can look at the bid history, and I would see he was bidding on it. I would text him and be like, hey, dude, how bad you want this? And I'd be like, I'm done bidding on it if you want it. And because he's he's crazy Chris Carter fan. So I love Chris, but this guy. Huh?
All he did was catch touchdowns, man.
Yeah. But there's another guy that outbids us all the time. He's that guy's feedback. You see his feedback score, and you're like, oh, that guy's winning that card. He wins whatever Chris Carter card he wants. This other dude that we know.
So how did you get started? Did you collect when you were younger, or?
Yeah, probably like everybody. I started like in the late '80s and early '90s.
Sure.
Collecting baseball.
Yep.
And then just got out of it, and I forget what happened was Adrian Peterson came on the scene,
Mm-hmm.
And he was just such a great running back. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start buying these cards. And I started looking on eBay and was like, oh, man, they're going for big money. You know, so I started breaking a lot of boxes in 2007, like a lot of boxes. And just started going from there. Started breaking boxes like crazy. But,
And have you been collecting pretty hard ever since 2007 then?
Yeah, I've been going since 2007.
Oh,
Pretty
cool.
heavy.
Oh, nice.
So, basketball and football.
Yeah, I know. The one card of the basketball that stood out for me is the well, not one card, but a few that you had like 3 Isaiah Thomas cards, and and the Bad Boy Pistons were my team back in the late '80s. So
Nice.
yeah, so I don't know if you're.
They were fun to watch.
I know, I seen Karl Malone, Olajuwon, McHale, all those great guys that we grew up watching. So, but it really, what caught my eye is you had 3 Isaiah Thomases. So I don't know if you like Isaiah more, or if you just so
it's like the same reason why I collect defense. He was just so tough. You know what I mean? Like a little guy, just tough, just punching people in the mouth out there. So I like collecting guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, okay.
That's why I collect Steve Smith, because little guy, played till he was older, and just super competitive. But, yeah, I got some nice basketball through the years, too.
Yeah, for sure. I've noticed that on your page, for sure. And that kind of drives the basketball, too, huh? The little toughness and... like your defensive player?
Yeah. And I started out, I was like, I'm just going to get an autograph of all the players I used to love when I was growing up,
Oh, yeah.
And then you get everybody and you spend money on a little sticker autograph that's like $20, and they're like, I need to upgrade this. And then you're upgrading, and then pretty soon you're only looking for super nice stuff,
Yep.
But, I brought, check out this one, man. I'm going to show one of these cards that I brought, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Let's see if it comes up. This UD Black card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
see
seen that.
it?
Yeah, the Merlin Olsen and Deacon Jones and
Oh,
Yeah.
Roman Gabriel.
Like,
Yeah.
not one of my most expensive cards, but I love this card. You got Deacon Jones and Merlin Olsen on the same card.
Oh, that's awesome.
I wish they would have had another defensive player on there instead of Roman Gabriel, man.
Roman Gabriel jacked it all up.
It should have had the other 2 guys that were part of the fearsome foursome that they had.
Yeah.
And I don't know if who those guys. I know Jack Youngblood was after those guys, and I don't know if Fred Dreyer was part of the fearsome foursome.
I'm not sure. I don't know why they put Roman Gabriel on there, but just a Merlin Olsen, Deacon Jones on the same card to me is just so cool.
When we did the Rams Mount Rushmore, it kind of made me want to get a Merlin Olsen autograph card because he just seemed like such a cool dude, and Deacon Jones too. But Merlin just seemed like such a mountain of a man, as just a really just highly respected kind of guy that you would look up to, Somebody.
Right.
And Deacon Jones seemed kind of like the rebel badass of the team, Who?
He was.
So you live out in the West Coast.
Yeah.
But you're you're obviously a Ravens fan. Is that your NFL team?
Yeah, I started watching them when Ray Lewis and Ed Reed were playing together, and Terrell Suggs.
Oh,
so I watch a football game and I'm watching the defensive side of the ball,
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of gravitated towards them.
And then I mean, gosh, who was before Suggs even on that first Super Bowl team? Were you watching football back then too? When with Jamal Lewis and Ray Lewis and Trent Dilfer. Trent Dilfer as their quarterback.
You know what? I'm going to take a drink to Trent Dilfer.
Yeah, all Trent Dilfer did is not screw that up. Gosh, that was a great
Just manage the game.
That was great. It seemed like every single week they were shutting somebody else. They were shutting people out or winning 6-3. Like, I think they went like, I don't know how many weeks in a row without scoring a touchdown, and they were winning every game. That defense was amazing.
It's like the Bears right now.
Yeah, well, the Bears actually, right before we called you, gave up a safety on a punt.
Did they?
Yeah. They were punting the ball, and the Saints blocked it. And was it the kicker that got back there and knocked the ball out of the back of the end zone, so they couldn't get a touchdown? So it turned into a safety, you know.
Nice.
But, I mean, defensive play by the Saints.
Yep.
Saints defense is pretty good this year.
Yeah, I like Cam Jordan. I like Cam Jordan a lot. Well, he's Steve Jordan's kid, and Steve Jordan played for the Vikings. You know, tight end for the Vikings back in the late '80s and early '90s. So
I feel like you guys are real well versed in your Vikings.
I am, and I still screw up, man.
You're like the expert go-to Vikings people.
Oh, funny. So, you said you had a few cards you might want to show off?
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to show this one right here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This
nice.
is one of my favorite patch cards.
That is awesome.
Yeah, I was able to track down the jersey too. I forget which year it was from, but there was only a couple years that they wore starter jerseys.
Uh-huh.
So I looked it up on Google and was able to find him wearing a starter jersey, with a little patch on the shoulder.
Oh, that's awesome.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like patch stuff if it's dirty and unique.
Yeah.
I'll show you this one too. It's one of my first Seau's. One of my favorite cards.
Oh, that's great.
It's
He's got such a nice sign there too.
yeah. From what I heard, he was a super cool guy too. He used to just sign for everybody. That was one of my first ones I got. Top stuff. I love top stuff.
Yeah, I miss Tops.
Big time. And here, I'll show you this one too. Here's probably one of my favorites.
Oh,
too.
yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you guys could see it, but that's one of my favorite cards.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I like. Is that what is that? That looks like a Donruss kind of card.
It's 03 Fabric of the Game. It's numbered to 92.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's
A signal there.
Sorry, lost you for a minute.
Yeah, and I just got to get you back into place here.
I like the way that they even though that's kind of like a sticker, the way that sticker looks so much better than the stickers they do nowadays.
I agree 100%. I like the big foil shiny stickers.
Yeah,
They're so cool.
There's a few cards that I've gotten that I always point out to Kev, or we talk about it on the show, about just how much cooler it looks. Like, that's the right way to do a sticker auto. Though what they do nowadays, it looks so... To me, it almost ruins the card.
I agree with you 100%. I like the old foil stickers.
And I think that was a Donruss thing to do. Back when, before Panini bought Donruss. It's kind of crazy, because I remember whenever I was a kid, the only thing that I even knew Panini made was those, you bought a little package of stickers in the candy aisle of your grocery store or whatever.
And they did hockey too, didn't they?
I think so.
Did they start with hockey back in the day?
Yeah, I believe they're actually from a European company, and they were humongous in soccer for a long time before they started buying up all our sports.
Damn Europeans!
And now they're
they're taking our jobs.
I almost want to say I almost want to say Italian.
I think they're from Spain.
Spain, okay.
Yeah.
Now they own everything pretty much.
Now they're just monopolizing our cards.
Right.
You mentioned that. One of your latest posts, you you can stop right into Burbank Sports Cards.
Yeah, it's right. It's in Hollywood, basically. It's right down the street from a dealership I was at the other day. So it's probably an hour and a half from my house.
Oh, okay.
I remember when I first started collecting, you know, they got such a humongous inventory on eBay. And
massive.
Yeah, and I was buying up a lot of cards that I missed out on, you know, because I quit collecting for like 30 years or 25 years, and they're like, they told me that they kept on, they're like, sorry, we don't have this card anymore. We don't, and I'm like, well, why is that? And they're like, well, because we sell on different platforms. So if it sells on a different platform, we may not be able to pull the listing on time. So then I found their other platforms and was able to get their cards a lot cheaper from the other platforms. Like,
so you walk in that place and they have a computer right there, and you can sit down on the computer and search their database, and then they have pullers. They'll just go pull it out of the back and grab it for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
I saw the owner there. I recognized him from his Instagram stuff, and I was like, dude, show me the back. So he took me in the back room where all the sports cards were. They got it's insane. It's like a warehouse.
Oh, man.
Full of boxes.
On shelves that they need to use ladders to climb up and stuff, no, really?
Like floor to ceiling, like 5,000 counts.
Oh, man.
It's just everywhere.
Oh.
They must have a pretty good workforce then too, huh?
Yeah, when I was talking to one of the guys, he's been there since he was a kid, he said.
Wow.
But probably like a little family operation type deal. But yeah, you want to just lock yourself in there for a day.
No doubt. Holy man.
So are you a Clippers fan too then?
Big time.
Okay.
I love the Clippers. I get to go to a lot of games over here. But this year's going to be good, man.
Yeah, if Paul can come back from the injury in good shape, I think you guys got a good team.
Everybody around here is a Laker fan.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, man. It's all Laker. I got so many bets out there. Who's going to have the better season, Lakers and Clippers?
Oh, I take Clippers all day.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been saying, but I'm going to come up, man, if it happens.
I feel like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's game is they play both sides of the court so well. Mm-hmm. And I just don't know if the Lakers can match. I mean, they're just unselfish players, and they just win games, I think. So.
Yeah, Kawhi's great, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him play.
Yeah.
It's funny that everybody out there is Lakers fans. I think, you know, growing up, everybody was either a Laker or a Celtic fan. So
yeah.
And this is before Michael Jordan. So I was rooting for the Hawks, and I was rooting for the Pistons, and I was rooting for even the Bulls when Michael just started and they hadn't gotten Pippen and Horace Grant yet. So I was for everybody except I like the Jazz with Malone and Stockton, and the Mavs with.
Yeah.
But I think everybody was a Lakers fan in the '80s, you know, or the Celtics.
Everybody's still a Lakers fan over here.
Yeah,
it's huge. Yeah, my first basketball game was a Clipper game because the tickets used to be super cheap. So my dad would take me over there, and he got me a Danny Manning autograph.
Oh, nice!
It was like my first autograph ever. So since then, I've just been all about the Clippers. But
cool.
The tickets aren't cheap anymore.
I was just going to say, I bet you they're not cheap anymore.
They're not cheap at all.
Yeah. I'm sure they were going up, and then the minute he signed Kawhi, it jumped even more.
Even more, man. I was going to go to when they play. Well, actually, they play the Lakers on Christmas this year, so can't go to that one. But I wanted to go to see him play the Lakers.
Right.
They must play him another time during the season, don't they?
Yeah, I wanted to go to that first one though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, just to see how both those new teams kind of mesh together.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting for sure.
Should be a good season. I'm excited.
Cool.
Another you said you went out fishing when the Nationals was going on, and you do you is that down rigging, or are you using downriggers on a big old fishing boat?
No, my buddy has a boat. I have a couple friends with boats out here, so we can just go down to San Diego and we just shoot out. But those were yellowtail. We were just put a sardine on a hook and just let it go, let it swim. But yeah, I do a lot of fishing too. That's my other thing besides cards.
Yeah, I go out, we go fishing and we catch, crappies like this big, or, walleyes this big,
Where are you guys at?
Minnesota.
In Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got some good fishing over there.
Yeah, we have really good fishing, but I mean, you can go out and, Lake Superior is so flippin' cold. One time I was at a buddy's house, which was just like 2 miles from the lake. And it was like 70, 80 degrees. And he's like, "You want to go out in the boat, go fishing?" This is the only time I've been out on Lake Superior. And we went out there with the downriggers, and the surface temp on the lake was like 40, just barely over 40 degrees. We were freezing our ass on the lake.
And on shore it's 80?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, the Lake Superior's got 25% of the world's fresh water in it, and that fresh water stays cold. I mean, whenever we go down to the beach and you go in, you turn blue trying to swim in that water some days.
Yeah, that's yeah, I lived in Wisconsin for a little while and used to fish on Lake Michigan.
Oh, okay.
So catch salmon and stuff.
Yeah, you can salmon and lake trout. Is I think a couple of big.
So you guys
things.
are using downriggers and trolling?
Yep, yeah, and then you could see them rainbowing on the depth finder, but they were coming up, but they weren't hitting the lures, And we were only out there for like an hour, and the guy I was with, he didn't bother to bring any warm clothes. I had like sweatshirts and stuff. I actually had to borrow him some of my warm clothes, and he still was freezing. He was on he was on blood thinners and stuff, so he was always complaining about being cold.
You should have brought a poncho.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you didn't even think about it being that cold out on the lake when it was 80 on shore.
We don't have that problem here.
Yeah, I bet.
It's freaking hot today, man. It's like almost 90 degrees.
Yeah, we're heading into winter.
Are you?
Oh yeah, we had snow on the ground last Sunday.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Like say goodbye to the sun for a few months.
Yeah,
Real soon here.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yesterday we had I would say our one day of Indian summer. It was like in the 60s yesterday. And that'll probably
go swimming.
Right.
And that was probably
It's actually the warmest the lake's probably been though, because it had all summer to warm up, so it probably was a good day to dip your toes in there.
Yeah.
So a little bit about cards then. We'll just kind of jump back to that.
Sorry, we're going into the fishing talk show.
Yeah.
I know. What's your favorite product for basketball and your favorite product for football? Or do you have a favorite? Or
I don't know if I have a favorite. I'm immaculate. Both right now is my
Yeah.
favorite. Yeah.
do you open any product anymore, or are you primarily just buying? I know you said you used to open a lot.
So I was opening a lot of boxes, and then I started joining breaks, and then, man, pretty soon I just got done with it. You'll spend $100 to get in on a break, and I can spend that $100 on a single and get something I want.
Sure.
So I'm kind of completely done with the breaks.
I
Except when Contenders comes out, I'll jump in on a couple of those every year.
I dabbled on breaks a few times, and I'm like, man, I just wasted, and I wasn't wasting $100. I was wasting like $15.
You know what?
15.
You got to look at it like entertainment, or it'll just drive you nuts. Like you spending that $100 just to watch the break and be entertained, and if you hit, cool. Otherwise you'll be all bummed out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You can watch the breaks for free and not.
See, there you go, dude. That's what's up. Watch the breaks and don't put in your money, and then buy a single.
Yep. Yeah. That's the thing too. I don't like opening boxes very much either, because what's the chances are you going to get something that you want, you know, and
Slim.
yeah. So, I mean, I like to take that, like, if you spend I know, Soul Brother Cards, he made a post where, like, a box, I can't remember what the box was, but it was something that cost $300. Might have been Majestic, maybe, I can't remember, but anyway, he posted, like, 5 one-of-ones he paid for that he was able to purchase for that same $300. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer unless you're just, I mean, a gambler.
mm-hmm.
You know, if you just enjoy gambling.
Yeah, and I'm not a gambler. I mean, fantasy football is about as much as I gamble, but I look at I look at paying the dues as my membership into, you know, making football even more entertaining, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way with that.
And then, but I usually win some money back, right, Kev?
I'm having the worst year, man. I've got one win, and I'm probably going to lose this week again.
Yeah, it's been a tough year.
Your boy Thielen went out on me.
I know. It was looking good too, man. Came down with that touchdown. You're like, okay, here we go. And yeah.
At least he walked off. At least he walked off the field. So hopefully, he may not.
Okay.
He won't probably play again next week because it's the Redskins on Thursday. They might just give him a couple weeks off.
Right.
The Redskins are a week off for sure.
Yeah.
They're a train wreck.
Their defense absolutely played pretty amazing, though, because I think they only lost 6-0 the 49ers today.
9,
but
yeah,
they're
9.
playing
Oh,
like
9-0.
a torrential downpour.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, were they?
I say their best defender was the wet field.
Right. Oh, man.
Well, I don't know what do we got for a time here, man.
I know that it broke up in the middle there, so
Oh, okay.
we're probably about in that time frame. We don't want to keep
you
you
know
too long during the day.
The Ravens game is going on right now, guys.
Oh, man.
Oh, shoot.
We can end there. Then we'll just end our part of the episode. Then we'll just talk to you for like 1 minute, and then we'll get going.
All right.
All right. So
man.
that'll bring episode 35 to a close.
Skol Brothers out.
All right, thanks for watching the episode today. We like to end every video with a little giveaway. How did we decide we were going to do it? We're going to post a video.
And then a week later, or comment right away, but but a week later, we're going to close the giveaway and ship out, do a randomizer if we get more than one comment.
Right.
And if we just get one comment, then you
Guess
automatically
what? You got
win.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you have to do is comment below whether you would want to do a black grab bag, blue grab bag, and of course our preference, purple.
Go purple.
Yeah. So again, thanks for watching. And after the video drops 1 week later, boom, go with that, huh?
Yeah.
Skol Brothers out.
Skol Brothers out.